the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Our matchup tonight taking place in Sacramento, the Golden One Center, as we watch the Kings go up against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Looking at the Thunder, as they look to move to the next level, winning on the road, always a key. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. And the Sacramento Kings, every season for over a decade, they finish below 500. Kenny, how do they break through?
Well, it's not going to happen tonight, Ernie. And it's not going to happen overnight, especially here in the West. It starts with the culture, stability, and getting quality people like Shaquille O'Neal, who's part of the franchise now, to help. That will help in time.
Well, you need talent, and in a small market, the draft is how you get it. The attitude on this team is much more positive nowadays, though.
Okay.
I'll take your word for it. Let's send it to Kevin Harlan with the call.
This is 2K Sports broadcasting from Sacramento as the Kings take it to the hardwood. We're happy to have you with us for 2K Sports midweek presentation of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony as well as Brent Barry. And we'll be catching up a bit from the sideline with David Aldridge. And, of course, Willie Cauley-Stein. This is their first game without him.
Yeah, no question that it's a risky deal to make because it's the kind of move that can turn a team's fan base against the front office. But trading one of the most popular players on the team is always risky no matter what you get in return.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge standing by from the sidelines. David?
Well, guys, we know Russell Westbrook is a fearsome competitor, but he says you never know how long you'll be able to run like this or jump like this, so I go for it every time. I may look angry, but it's the only way I know. Yes, you look angry. Kevin?
Yeah, he's special, D.A., absolutely. Thanks. And we see it so often, Brent. A good team gets up for a big game, and they win. And then they fall down with their performance and lose to an inferior club the very next game.
Interesting point, because last year we saw this so much with the eventual champion Golden State Warriors, where they just seemed to be disillusioned with some of the competition on a given night, playing down to their competition. So if I was a coach in this league, I would use them as an example, that even the best team in the business struggles with this, and you have to find a way out of it. We're not the Warriors. We want to be the Warriors, so we got to break out of this funk a lot quicker, and this cannot be part of our identity as we move forward.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. At small forward and power forward, it's George and Patterson. Then it's Noel. Then there's Russell Westbrook, and it's Abrinas in at the shooting guard. And so it's the Thunder getting on the board first. Back to Fox. On the wing, Hield. Bogdanovich against George. Bogdanovich, no luck. Here's Abrinas. The pass to Westbrook. In the corner, George with it. Lock at 6. The kick out to Westbrook. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Westbrook. And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. And here is Fox. A 17-point game for him in the win against Minnesota.
And, guys, the other thing that he did well was just facilitate the offense, pass the ball around beautifully in that one, seriously put on a passing clinic.
And here's Westbrook following the three-pointer by Buddy Hield. And it's George finishing it off.
Good chance to see Paul George burst that time.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play, sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. Hield the pass to Bagley. One up, one down, 2 points with his first shot this game.
We talk so much about accurate shooting. Sometimes accurate passing can lead to great shooting. You saw it there.
Pass to Patterson. Knocked away. It's George on the wing. From outside, off the mark. Looking at the last game for Sacramento. It was a win against the Timberwolves at Target Center.
And typically on the road, it's harder to get into a great rhythm offensively, but they did just that.
Felt like the louder the crowd got and the more hostile they were, the more together this team played. So it worked out nicely.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it. Ivan Bagley missing his last shot. Westbrook kicks to George. Shot clock at 5. It's deflected. Fades back. George missing again.
You know what? Just a little fancy on that possession there. Just go up in rhythm.
Pass to Bogdanovich. Floats one. And it's Noel with the rebound.
I don't know what happened there. That was an easy 2 points that he just threw away.
George finds Patterson. And now Sacramento on the break. Here's Bogdanovich. Lays it up and banks it in. Bogdanovich has got his first bucket of the night.
Well, Bogdanovich, we saw a little bit of this during the All-Star weekend. He can play with a little bit of flair. And you know he's confident when he starts to show those signs.
The shot's good from Westbrook.
When the guy is capable of so many things like that on the offensive end, anytime you lose sight of him, he's got a huge advantage.
Pass to Ibaka. Some nice ball movement here by the Kings. Hield kicks to Ibaka. And the foul called on Nerlens Noel. That's his first foul. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. It's Bogdanovich on the wing. Defended by George. And the foul called on Nerlens Noel. That's foul number 2 for him. And Oklahoma City making a change here. Felicio is checked in. And so here's Sacramento. Ibaka, the pass to Bogdanovich. Clock at 6. Three-pointer, Hield. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. They traveled to Sacramento last time they faced the Kings and came away with a win.
And always tough on the road, but that attack mindset that they brought offensively, I really felt like that set them apart.
Yeah, sometimes when you're pushing the action, you can see some great teamwork, and then all of a sudden the individuals on your team can take over. All of that here tonight.
And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Trailing by 2.
Well, Buddy Hield, not the biggest or most athletic player that's on the floor, but his work ethic is undeniable. He is a total gym rat. At Oklahoma, they had to lock up the balls. Otherwise, the guy would stay there all day long and all night.
George, no good.
Yeah, this is a terrible start for him, and it has to be weighing on him.
Now here's Hield. Defense is right there. And the pass to Bagley. 6 to shoot. Back to Hield. Sinks the triple. Hield's got 8 points. And Hield grew up in the Bahamas. The story goes they didn't have a court until he turned 12, so he built hoops out of whatever he could find.
Yeah, and whatever he found consisted of milk crates or bicycle rims that had rusted up, and he'd nail them up and shoot every shot he could at them, and they'd get torn down, and he'd rebuild them again and again. He's shown that same determination in building up his game at the NBA level.
And here is Fox, following the three-pointer by Buddy Hield. Fox, and the pass to Ibaka. Felicio with a rebound.
Well, from our angle, that looked like that was going in. But defense, fantastic how they contested it.
Here's George. Back to Abrinas. Kicks it to Patterson. Drains the three-pointer. He has 6.
Well, Patterson being a little more assertive in the offense here tonight, ready to shoot that time off the direct pass.
Top of the key, Bagley. On the wing, Heel. The baseline J. Scored the basket. His fourth. He's only missed one of his 5 shots tonight.
He's firing on all cylinders. Has to be happy with his 4 of 5 shooting from the field so far.
Yep, it counts.
Well, Patterson usually on the perimeter. This time down on the inside, doing a little bit of damage.
Fox kicks to Bogdanovich. To the middle, and stolen by Patterson. Here's George. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 3 assists tonight.
He's pretty even-keeled, does Paul George. Never too high or too low. And even with the defense on him, task at hand, score, and he did.
Bagley, no good. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Outside, George. He kicks it to Patterson. George with the ball. He's coming off a 13-point game against Chicago.
And it was a huge night for him at the other end as well. How about the steals? And he was just a big headache the entire game.
And the Kings making a change here. Kufis is checked in. The Thunder also changing it up. Grant, he's checked in for Patterson. Felton comes in for Alex Abrinas. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Felicio, no good. Sacramento's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Again, the miss by the Kings.
His touch has just been a little bit absent this quarter, and he's missing a ton of shots.
Grant, Kufis with the block. Schroeder against Fox. The 3 from George. No good for the 5th time from the floor this game. He's made 2 shots. Bagley the pass to Fox. Healed outside. Here's Kufis. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Got to have good court awareness, and it was on display right there from Bogdanovich.
George against Bogdanovich. Shot from 16. He gets that one. George has got it all tied up now for the Thunder. Kings have gone an even 50% from the field. They are 7 of 14 for the game. Fox kicks to Kufis. Knocked loose. Back to Fox. The shot, no good. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
And their aggressiveness on D, for me, it felt like that was the advantage that turned the tide for them.
Well, fast and physical, sometimes you can get lost if you get out of whack. They had great discipline on that end of the floor, and that led to some key stops, and they got the win.
Clock at 6. Here's Grant. And the shot falls short this time.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Well, the one thing the Kings have gotten right, Brent, is this new home arena. It is one of the best in the league.
Well, on warm Sacramento nights, what's really cool about this place is they open it up. So you got the natural airflow. It sneaks in. It feels comfortable here. Something these fans can take a lot of pride in with what they've done in downtown Sacramento.
Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. Labissiere's checked in for Bogdanovich. Iman Shumpert has come in for Buddy Hield. And Farrell subbed in for De'Aaron Fox. And that one misses. Traveling has been a concern for the NBA for a while. For a purist like you, do you like that?
Well, you got to get from city to city, Kevin.
I don't think that's the kind of traveling I'm talking about here. Yes. I only ask you pay attention.
I'm sorry,
that's all.
Kevin.
It's a simple request.
Yeah, they're doing a better job. Some get away with it more than others. How's that?
What an answer. Thank you, Brent. That's good from Shumpert on the assist by Bagley.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling now.
Schroeder dishes to Felton. Schroeder, right side. Outside for George. The putback. It's George on the wing. And he's good on the 3-ball. George has got 9 points.
That's a really nice stroke. Paul George set up nicely. Great release. And big-time shot there.
And there's the call on Felton. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Farrell, still looking for his first bucket in this one. Shumpert finds Labissiere.
And that's his second foul already, and that's going to force him to tone down his aggression defensively.
And Skal Labissiere, Brent, a slender 6'11", adjusting to the physicality of the NBA always is a challenge for these players.
I remember one scout saying he gets pushed around by guys who get pushed around. And that's something he's trying to work on. A better base, maybe a little more well-rooted so that he can maintain and hold his position. But his NBA rebounding numbers have been pretty solid.
The first free throw is good.
Russell Westbrook with 2 straight seasons, 2, of averaging a triple-double. This is a feat that we thought we would never see again. And Russell backed up the one campaign with another. Just remarkable stuff.
At 6'11" and about 225 pounds, Labissiere is a long guy, someone who uses that size to his advantage.
Now here's Felton. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. 6 on the shot clock. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And the Thunder placing so much, Brent, on Westbrook's shoulders. It's asking a lot.
It's asking a lot. I'm not sure how much Russell actually feels it. He just goes out and continues to put up just staggering, eye-popping numbers. And to get where they want to go, I think they're going to have to find a way to complement him in some way. And he's going to have to trust in those teammates in order to push the envelope a bit.
The first one falls. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Now you wonder how much of the Kings' scoring struggles are really self-inflicted. Either guys sped up on possessions or trying to make too much happen on their own. Last season, the league's 3rd best shooting percentage from long range, but they were bottom 3 in terms of their 3-point attempts.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets, an exquisite pass to set up the powerful alley-oop dunk. Here's Farrell. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Knocks it loose. Paul George with the steal. Pass to Schroeder. The shot by George, wide open. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. And now a 3-point Oklahoma City lead. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Feeds it to Shumpert. It's stolen by Schroeder. An even 3-on-3 break. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He put together quite a quarter, 13 points in all. And he looks to be planning for more. And we'll be back with you shortly. Russell Westbrook has surly disposition on the court, but he talks about the power of positivity with his teammates.
Throughout the years, I've been trying to find ways to be a better leader. Leadership was a huge thing, and I felt the way I reacted to certain plays and my facial expressions and my demeanor can change a lot for a teammate.
Well, you can't win it alone.
And for superstar players like Westbrook, individual greatness isn't enough. It's about elevating the team around them.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. What stands out to you from Oklahoma City in this one?
Well, to me, the story of that first period was their rebounding.
Yeah, jumping out to a lead largely because they did the hard work on the glass. So you love the passion in the early part of this game that they're playing with.
So for Oklahoma City right now, the 4 and the 5 are Grant and Noel. Belton is out there with Dennis Schroeder, and it's George in at the small forward. Lock at 6. Farrell passes to Bagley. Shoots over Schroeder and misses it off the right side of the rim.
This just doesn't seem to be his night, or his team's for that matter either. They got to pull it together here quick, or it's going to be lights out. Artful passing on that play, showing a real desire to set up the teammate.
And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Here's Labissiere. Thunder with the rebound. It's off to Utah for him after this game as they take on the Jazz. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. And the dunk by Grant.
And right now, the game plan seems to be working.
It looks like this team has finally gotten into the club and found its rhythm, trying their best to pull away.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
And Grant, no good on that one. One of my favorite moves is the Euro step. I know it's one of yours as well. There are a lot of guys that can do it well.
Well, I got to see Manu Ginobili step around me for years in San Antonio. But I think James Harden is still the most devastating Euro step player we have in the game. There's something about the lefties, isn't there, Kevin? We have a hard time figuring
they
a
throw
lefty
you off.
out.
They throw you off automatically just by the left hand.
Right.
Then they add the little side step.
And James Harden with the shiftiness and the way he moves the ball around and draws contact. I know there are a lot of people that get aggravated by that, but he's nearly impossible to stop, especially when he's got his passport with the Euro step.
He slithers. Pass to Schroeder. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. Here's George. And again, Oklahoma City, no good.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
But they get it back. And he jams it with authority.
Shumpert surveying the floor and finding the open man, so a nice swing pass on that possession.
Schroeder looking over the floor. And that one's good. Noel.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
The Kings trail by 8. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Farrell kicks to Bagley. Changes up. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And there's the call. Oklahoma City with the foul.
And that's the thing about Bagley. Big, athletic, versatile. Very hard to stop without fouling.
That free throw, no good.
You know, when Marvin Bagley entered the league, there were some questions as to which position would he play, but the versatility he brings is special. He can guard a number of positions, score inside and out, and he is a tremendous rebounder.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Patterson, he's checked in for Jeremy Grant. Alex Abrinas comes in for George. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Raymond Felton. And one thing you can't question about Bagley, Greg, his intensity level.
As competitive as they come, he's ferocious around the rim. Oftentimes, he looks like he wants it more than anybody else on the floor.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, the Kings signed some quality vets last season, but when the losses piled up, they decided to go young. Now, the focus is on development. The veterans still have a role, providing steadying presence on the court and in the locker room. Kevin?
David, it certainly is a balancing act. Thanks for that report. Here's Schroeder. The shot from the low post is good. Schroeder's got 4 points this quarter.
And even though Schroeder might be on the light end of things when it comes to his weight, he remains relentless driving towards the basket.
Now here's Labissiere. Here's Koufos, and he gets it to go. Koufos has got his third basket of the night right there. The Thunder leading by 7. Westbrook kicks to Abrines. Outside Westbrook. He's looking for Noel and finds him up high to stuff the alley-oop.
I like to see this from Westbrook when he focuses on hitting his guys. It can make the entire team better.
Labissiere finds Shumpert. Passes it to Farrell. Goes up at the stripe. The shot, no good. And it's Oklahoma City the other way.
And they continue to control the glass.
Here's Abrines. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
He has a little bit of trickeration with that one. Gets that one to go against the length.
Wait, did you just say trickeration, GA? I think it's a size disadvantage there that he was willing to attack, but you have to develop that skill set and have counters.
And the Kings will go for a different look here. Serge Ibaka is checked in for Koufos. Bogdanovich comes in for Bagley. On a heel, he's checked in for Shumpert. And it's Fox in for Farrell. Fox kicks to Bogdanovich. Back to Fox. Shoots the 3. Heel dishes to Ibaka. And the rejection by Noel. Fox against Noel. And the foul called on Nerlens Noel. That's his third foul of the game. On defense, the Thunder. Outside, Bogdanovich. 5 to shoot.
And they really haven't been able to get into any kind of an offensive flow this quarter.
Just a little lackluster so far with his effort. He's been very limited due to his poor shooting.
Here's Abrines. He's coming off a 13-point game against Chicago. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. It's tipped. Fox against Westbrook. Now, here's Fox. He's covered closely. Back to Labissiere. Now the pass to Fox. Three-pointer, heel. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
I mean, this is what the scouting report called for here. Love how effective Hield is right now on the offensive end.
For 3, Westbrook bangs home the trifecta. Westbrook's got the lead up to 11 now for Oklahoma City.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Fox kicks to Ibaka. Dishes it to Heel. Puts up a 3. And the rebound goes to the Thunder.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Launches a 3. Here's Labissiere. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Patterson's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Abrines. He's covered by Bogdanovich. Pass to Abrines. From downtown, the rebound by Hield. Hield's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. The Thunder last season assembling a big 3 of Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Carmelo Anthony didn't mesh, Brent, like they had hoped. In your opinion, what went wrong?
Well, a bit of a down season in terms of the scoring for Melo, but reasons for that, just not as many opportunities and playing outside along the three-point line. The biggest damage last year was the Robertson injury. It felt like in December the OKC team started to find its stride, and Robertson going out of the lineup, there just wasn't enough of the depth on that roster to make up the difference for them defensively, and OKC never really seemed to find its footing or confidence again.
Felicio's checked in for Oklahoma City. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. Look at Oklahoma City. They're 6th right now in the conference with lots of time to make a move. And, of course, there's the Kings, just way behind.
And I think for Oklahoma City, this hasn't been the breakout season that many were predicting, but they're still very much in the hunt for a high postseason seed, and that will keep them focused here during the season's final stages.
Well, the goal is very defined. They have to have a strong finish to the season and make sure they get home court advantage for at least the first few rounds of the playoffs.
And, well, he's been the NBA's leader in blocks multiple times. Ibaka just has that rare instinct for it.
Outside, Bogdanovich. Kicks to Fox. To end the drought. Nailed from three-point land.
Well, Fox trying to work on that outside jump shot, become more consistent. Nice bucket there.
Westbrook feeling it out a bit. Rebound by the Kings.
Somehow, some way, he couldn't get that one to fall from in between. Got to take advantage of the weak defense when you can.
Right side, Bogdanovich. In the corner, Ibaka with it. Misses the three. The Thunder leading by 10. Here's Schroeder. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Schroeder's got 6 in the quarter.
And maybe a little disengaged in the first quarter. Ball didn't come his way. He's really provided some scoring in the second quarter of action.
Westbrook against Fox. He kicks it to Heel. And stolen by Patterson. To the paint. Felicio with the bucket. Now Fox. Looking at the numbers, he's averaging about 20.5 points a game. Healed against Schroeder. Back to Ibaka. 6 to shoot. On the wing, Heel. Again, the miss by the Kings.
He's getting good looks on the floor, but he simply cannot bury anything right now. He's got to stay confident, though, because everyone knows he can hit those shots. This is when you're just surprised that a guy would miss that kind of look. The defense really did not do a lot there.
Pass to Ibaka. Fox against Westbrook. Fox, no good.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Here's Patterson. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got 5 assists in the game. The Kings trail by 17. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And there it is for him. Fox has got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, trying to figure out ways to score through contact, De'Aaron Fox does not back down.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder.
You know, the Kings in 2016 in that draft swapping spots with the Suns, and they went from 8 to 13, and in exchange acquired the rights to Bogdanovich. Sacramento might like to do a two-over on that with the 13th pick, but Bogdanovich is certainly a keeper.
Kufis checked in for the Kings. The Thunder also changing it up. Grant, he's checked in for Felicio. Paul George comes in for Alex Abrinas. And it's Felton in for Dennis Schroeder. Outside Westbrook. This one for 3. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Here's what Oklahoma City's schedule is looking like. On Saturday, they'll be matching up against Rudy Gobert and the Utah Jazz. Then on Sunday, they'll face off against Jimmy Butler and the Minnesota Timberwolves.
And, you know, nobody loves playing on the road, but it does offer a good chance to see exactly what your team is made of. This team is going to find out a lot about itself over the next stretch of games.
On the wing, Heel. He's covered by Westbrook. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That is his first foul of the game. Sacramento making some changes. Bagley, he's checked in for Ibaka. Shumpert comes in for Bogdanovich. And Farrell subbed in for Buddy Hield. There's 42 seconds left to play here in the half. Farrell passes to Shumpert. to the paint. Just 5 to shoot.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Yeah, it's funny how you see so many picks, but this one sets up the defense well. No one rotates over. Bang.
And again, no good by Oklahoma City. The Kings trail by 13. Here's Farrell. He feeds it to Shumpert. And here is Fox. He's got 5 inside. Farrell. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Farrell's got his first 2 points.
More and more improved floor awareness for De'Aaron Fox.
And so that brings the first half to a close. Thunder lead by 11. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Billy, balanced scoring for your team. How pleased are you with the way they're keeping everybody involved offensively?
Well, those guys, I think, have done a really good job of moving the ball and sharing the ball, and they're finding open men and they're willing passers. And I think because of that, they've been efficient offensively.
Open shots tend to be made. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is our halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. A competitive matchup for Oklahoma City in the first quarter. They never dug too deep a hole for themselves in the first period. The most they trailed by was 5. They played a determined brand of basketball in the second quarter and began to pull away as we reached the half. That 11-point lead must be looking good to them right now. Shaq, your thoughts on the Thunder?
The area where they impressed me the most has been on the boards. When the shot's gone up, everybody goes for it. It's just a matter of maintaining that energy, playing with that same kind of aggression in the final 2 quarters.
And over to Kenny now. Your take on the Kings.
Well, they shot under 40% in the first half. There's your deficit. They missed some open looks, wide open. But overall, I thought the offense was stagnant. Look for their coach to draw up some specific plays to try to jumpstart them in the second half.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
A lot of action around, as always, the Capitol building tonight. We are in Sacramento, and we continue here on 2K Sports. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Without question, George displaying his skills today.
Yeah, on the cut, off the dribble, he is a factor, and we saw that in the first half.
Coaches talk about having slashers on the team, and this is what they do. They get into the heart of the defense. They force difficult rotations. He's been tough to contain.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the court for Sacramento. Fox is at the point with Hield next to him at the 2. Bogdanovich is out there with Bagley, and it's Ibaka in at the 5. Here's Aprinas. In the corner, it's Patterson. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Another shot, and that one's good. Westbrook's got the first bucket of the third here for the Thunder.
Yeah, Westbrook came off of that pick and roll with good intentions and got a good result.
Fox kicks to Hield. Good, and a nice assist from Fox. Fox has got 3 assists tonight.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction and the obvious result.
Yeah, when you fail to get over the top, more than likely that jumper is going to go down.
And it's Aprinas in the corner. Back to Patterson. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. The Kings trail by 10. Bogdanovich wide open. And it's off from 3-point range. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. With the Timberwolves playoff appearance last season, Brent, in 2018, the longest playoff drought in the NBA now held by the Sacramento Kings.
Yep, 12 seasons for the Kings on the outside looking into the playoffs. And in that time, their one-loss record, they've won just 35% of their games. So fans hoping that the Kings can crown off a season by getting themselves into the playoffs.
And it's Westbrook with the ball. He brings it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. 17 points was their biggest margin. From the wing, and he hits the jump shot. Westbrook's got 4 points in the quarter.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Fox dishes to Hield. Here's Bogdanovich. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And Patterson kicks to Abrinas. Passes it to Westbrook. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
He's just fearless and unafraid to go up into the traffic of the defense. Westbrook takes it right to the bucket and a well-deserved trip to the line. Every night that I get a chance to be called to do a broadcast and sit here courtside, I appreciate it so much to be able to watch Russell Westbrook this close. The combination of his motor and incredible talent, it's an all-time sort of run he's on, and great to watch it.
And a look now at the breakdown between three-point and two-point shots attempted here tonight for the Kings. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Brett, we've heard people say that Russell Westbrook is not a superstar. What are your thoughts on that?
How old are these people you're talking to, Kevin? And really, how much basketball have they watched? Russell Westbrook is the elite of the elite.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
All right, a chance to check out the numbers for Ibaka. He's been in good form here the last few weeks. He's averaging 10 points a game, 8 rebounds, and just over 2 steals. And he's a real threat defensively. You look at his steals during this stretch, always lurking for the smallest mistake.
And he's causing a lot of those mistakes, too. He's just harassing you 94 feet and does not give you an inch.
The pass to Bogdanovich. No good from outside.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far. Yeah, another missed opportunity, and you can just see the frustration.
Yeah, when your shot's in the fridge like this, it's easy to lose your confidence, and that's why some of the most prolific scorers, they have short-term memories.
George finds Westbrook. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. Westbrook's got 10 points in just the second half. The Kings trail by 13. Fox passes to Bogdanovich. Hield outside. Shoots over Patterson. Hield can't hit.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Well, being aggressive is one thing, but aggression with control is another, and you need both elements working together.
And now we bring you the rookie leaderboard, featuring the NBA first-year players who have been dominant on the glass for the past 10 games and counting. The 4th spot held by Marvin Bagley.
He's brought that physicality. I mean, given a chance to contribute, he's shown that he can battle inside with the best of them.
And it's Hield off the drive. Again, Hield missing. The Thunder leading by 13. Westbrook kicks to Patterson. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Got a piece of it.
And a skilled shot blocker to boot. Love how Bagley uses that height and reach to stifle shooter.
Here's Fox. And he comes up with the deuce. Fox has got 4 this quarter.
Oh, he had him spinning. He looks like he's dizzy after that crossover.
Bounce pass from Westbrook. And the turnover again by Oklahoma City.
And let's take a look at Buddy Hield's numbers. He's one of the standouts over the last month. 9th in free throw percentage. And he's right up there in the top 20 in scoring. Certainly a force to be reckoned with offensively.
And yeah, he's a true professional at the free throw line. It's a part of the game where he excels. You want him at the line for you in crunch time. Bogdanovich passes to Bagley. Back to Bogdanovich. His three-pointers off the mark.
That's just poor shooting right now from him, and I'm not sure why he's even attempting those kind of shots.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, when your opponent's down and frustrated, this is when you can turn it up.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento. And Russell Westbrook. He is a standard bearer for the Jordan brand with his own signature shoe, Greg. Few players have ever been as competitive as Michael Jordan, but you think Westbrook may be in that conversation?
No doubt about it. The similarities don't end there. The surreal athleticism, the will to dominate, and that fire, finding grudges to motivate them to their highest level. I think there's a kinship in how MJ and Russ approach the game.
Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. Skal Labissiere checked in for Ibaka. And Shumpert in there for Bogdanovich.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Oklahoma City shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game.
And on the season, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
Koufos checked in for Bagley.
And Paul George, a terrific two-way player, an all-star, an all-NBA performer, and multiple all-defense selections.
Shumpert finds Koufos. In the corner, it's Hield. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Hield's got 10 points in just the second half. And Paul George has made it a goal to win Defensive Player of the Year.
I mean, he's got tremendous length and quickness, but really his pride at that end of the floor might matter even more. He just takes great pride in being a complete player.
Raymond Felton, he's checked in for Alex Abrinas. Here's Noel.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
And he's there at 71 from the line this season, probably below where you'd like to see him.
First free throw is good.
And you look back at that 2012 finals, the Thunder lost in 5 games to the Heat. And you looked at that young talent, Durant, Westbrook, Harden, now all MVP award winners, along with Serge Ibaka, a young, talented, energetic Serge Ibaka. And it felt like there was a team that was going to rule the West for a very long time.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. And the Kings not just rebuilding the roster, Brett, but also the franchise's reputation.
Well, agents and executives in the past year have been a little frustrated with the fickle leadership coming from the Sacramento Kings, and eventually those perceptions matter.
Back to George. Shot clock at 6. Over Shumpert. Out of bounds, Sacramento will take possession. And now we'll look at the upcoming schedule for Sacramento. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Mike Conley and the Memphis Grizzlies. And then on Sunday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the New Orleans Pelicans.
In that game against the Clippers, there aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches, and this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire.
Here's Labissiere, played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Still developing inside, but you see the potential from Labissiere. At his height, he's a threat to score.
Schroeder kicks to George. Pass to Grant. Back to George. Lets the three fly. Koufos grabs the miss. Koufos has got 5 rebounds tonight.
Well, he made 1 3 in the first half, but he hasn't found a way to connect again from outside during the second.
Fox against Schroeder. In the corner, it's Felton. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. That's 7 points for Raymond Felton.
A heady play there from Schroeder, zipping the pass to the teammate who had the cleanest look on the possession.
Tipped away. Paul George with the steal. All alone.
No, that just happened. Paul George dunk contest? He's maybe a little older, but I love to see him get up.
And that was an Unleash Chaos replay, courtesy of Under Armour, wreaking havoc at the rim. Shumpert passes to Labissiere. Just 5 to shoot from 11 feet away. That one goes. Count it. Labissiere's got his second basket of the night. And it's Schroeder with the ball. He brings it up for Oklahoma City. 17 points was their biggest margin.
Well, you can depend on Paul George to shoulder some of this offensive load. There are times where this team can turn over the reins to him, and he capitalizes that time.
And hard to decide which is better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop. Schroeder kicks to George. And it's off from three-point range. To the paint with some arc. And with that, the Thunder lead is cut down to 11 on the bucket from Hield.
Yeah, these defenders just looked a bit overmatched, especially inside.
George looking over the floor. Grant gets a wide open look. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got 6 assists in the game. And for Sacramento, their shooting in the third quarter has been brilliant, up around 58%. Hield kicks to Fox. To the inside. Here's Koufos. Fox against Schroeder. There's the triple. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. George has got 6 rebounds here tonight. To the paint. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It's going to go on Labissiere. Jeremy Grant out of Syracuse, the rare second-round pick, Brent, who's gotten steady NBA minutes throughout his young career.
Yeah, interesting minutes last year in OKC, where he started to make a big difference, actually playing off the bench at the 5 spot and taking advantage with his quickness and athleticism on the roll. I look at a vet like Richard Mbamute, an elite defender, as a guy he might be able to emulate, but more so from the 5 position.
And done a much better job from the line this half. They've gotten that percentage up over 80 for the game.
The Kings trail by 17. A minute 42 left to play in the third. And George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Labissiere with the ball. He has 6. 5 on the clock, taken away by Felton.
Well, he was very reliable, keeping the ball in his hands during the first half. He's had a bad case of the butterfingers here in the second.
And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
They've also taken care of some of the details in this game, and that's why they're ahead.
Hield finds Shumpert. No good. They had a chance to end the run there. High arcing shot. He goes up again. Nice shot by Felton. 52 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Farrell, currently averaging almost 6 points a game.
I don't know if you push the panic button now, but that's the fourth personal, and he needs to stay aggressive out there. So going to be interesting to see how he plays moving forward.
For Sacramento, they have made 3 of their first 5 foul shots tonight.
Costa Kufas. 2 shots.
2 shots.
No good on the free throw. The Thunder, Brent, playing with such energy, but shooting, not their strong suit.
No, one of the lower three-point percentages in the league as a team. The free throw line also last year really weird. A big-time struggle for guys who had career-low years from the free throw stripe. So tough to win big in today's game if you're not hitting threes and then not hitting the freebies.
And he sinks the second. And it's Oklahoma City's ball. They're on a 16-7 run. Grant dishes to George. That 3 off the mark.
And, you know, he's a threat from deep, no doubt about it, but it just has not been there for him tonight. You might want to change your game plan a little bit offensively.
And George with the stuff.
Yeah, I'd be aware of Paul George, especially when he's that close. How about that throwdown?
And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. For Sacramento, they have shot 4 of 7 as a team from the line tonight. Several misses earlier.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good.
And Hield is a player who you love to see take trips to the free throw line, as consistent as he is there.
He hits both from the stripe. We've got 13 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Schroeder again, Oklahoma City.
And Schroeder continuing to build his confidence, shooting the ball from the perimeter. I like to see him square up and sink those J's.
Kufas. Sacramento again missing. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Oklahoma City out in front, opening up a huge gap. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. Let's take a listen to a recent huddle from Coach Billy Donovan.
We've done a great job moving the ball. Let's keep the ball moving, extra pass, attack, pass, and play, okay?
Billy Donovan enjoying the activity his team is showing, the motion of his offense, just wants to see more of it.
Yeah, they're working together well. The key now is to try to do it consistently throughout the rest of this evening.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And Oklahoma City, looking who they've got to start the fourth quarter. They've got Felton. Nerlens Noel is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then there's Grant, and it's Schroeder in at the 1 spot. And it's the Kings with the ball. Now here's Hield. Outside Bogdanovich. Kicks it to Kufas. You look around the NBA, amazing players, global interest, franchise values are going through the roof. Do you feel like the league is entering a golden age if it's not already in a golden age?
I think it is, Kevin, at least offensively. What we've seen over the last 5 years with the adoption of most of the teams of the three-point shot, it's been some of the greatest offensive basketball the league has ever seen. And this idea that the evolution of the game stopped when it is at number 23 retired is kind of silly. I love where the game is at. I love where it's going. And I'm excited to be here tonight to watch this action with you.
Which number 23? You've got two pretty prominent number 23s in the history of this game.
I was thinking the
most
one
recent
I played
23?
against. Yeah,
oh,
that
that
guy.
23.
Yeah,
that guy. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. Greg, as we know, Buddy Hield, a Wooden Award winner at Oklahoma.
I mean, he grew from nothing, his words, in the Bahamas. And his first hoop, a crate he nailed to some plywood. Couldn't even afford the nails. Had to find those. So from there to here, what an incredible journey.
And the technical free throw, missing that time. They'll retain possession here, however.
The potential Schroeder has is pretty exciting. Such a lightning-quick point guard.
Serge Ibaka has checked in for Sacramento. Abrinas has checked in for Oklahoma City. Westbrook comes in for Raymond Felton. Westbrook against Hield. There's Noel, and slam dunk by Noel.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Noel against Ibaka, and stolen by Noel. Powered down with both hands.
There's your run out. Great individual play.
Yeah, beats the transition defense up the floor, and then the easy finish. Boy, those feel good.
And the foul called on Nerlens Noel. That's his 5th foul. One thing I like about Adam Silver, he is always looking to break new ground, push the envelopes, and develop new areas of innovation.
Well, always forward thinking, and of course this league has always done that. Adam has found a new position in the league, having a chief innovation officer in place, somebody that's always examining not only how things are going in the league and maybe being adaptable to change, but examining what's going on worldwide. And you always see the way the league tinkers with and toys with Summer League and the way the G League competition sets up in order to try to find more ways to make the game more enjoyable or more accessible to the fan base. And just because he might not be as big as some of the other guys that are on the floor, it doesn't dissuade him from getting in there and playing fearlessly on the glass.
Hield the pass to Farrell. He kicks it to Ibaka. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Tries from 16. The rebound by Ibaka.
And the defense is just not very aggressive. Definitely fortunate that the mid-range jumper did not find the bottom of the net that time.
Looking to get it going, and Bogdanovich lays it in.
Tough to be upset at that kind of defense. You got to credit Bogdanovich, pretty much zoned in.
Schroeder outside. Out to the right wing. Here's Abrinas. 6 to shoot. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Abrinas has got 4 this quarter.
Yeah, certainly an attitude change at halftime after sort of wandering around in the first. He's kicked it into gear here for the second frame.
Farrell kicks to Hield. Game is so wide open now, Brent. Such a great pace. Does that put more strain on bigger players? Physically.
I think it's putting strain on everybody. I think last year we saw...
regardless of size.
Yeah, injuries to every position, the key guys at every position. I think that some of the physical motions that players have to perform in games because they're covering more ground and in susceptible positions, it's happening to everybody. The issue with the big guys, Kevin, is they're not playing. Less of them are getting more important time on the floor, so it's a strain on everybody.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. George is checked in. Here's Noel outside Westbrook. In the corner, it's Patterson. And the three off target.
Well, a fast start in the first half. Looks like he's playing the second half in the mud.
Bogdanovich passes to Farrell. Now Heel. Back to Ibaka. 6 on the shot clock. The Kings need to get off a shot here. Off target from three-point range. Oklahoma City leading by 22. Abrinas kicks to George. Hits it from three-point range. George has got 13 points in the second half.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second three of the game.
Farrell looking around. Pass to Ibaka. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. Here's George. Bagley with the rebound. Bagley's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. And here's Bogdanovich. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one on George. And Bogdan Bogdanovich, Greg, a highly decorated player internationally. Multiple silver medals with the Serbian national team, a EuroLeague champion back in 2017.
I mean, he's a talented player, very skilled, and at 6'6" can play either guard spot. Great shooter. I think he's one to watch.
And the first one at the line is good.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Catching up on the changes for Sacramento. Giles comes in for Bagley, and it's Justin Jackson in for Buddy Hield. And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Felicios checked in for Nerlens Noel. Terrence Ferguson comes in for Patrick Patterson. Luwawu is checked in for George. And Diallo subbed in for Alex Abrinas.
Coaching staff high-fiving themselves there, watching that team move the ball around, doing whatever is best for the team.
Here's Farrell. Passes to Giles. Back to Farrell. Jacks up a three. Buries it from three-point range. Farrell's got 5 points now this quarter.
Just like to see the defense get more aggressive. They are asking for trouble as they're giving up open looks to this point.
Here's Diallo. Billy Donovan has faced a tough job in Oklahoma City, Brent. Star players leaving town, some even criticizing him after they left.
The circumstances of Billy Donovan moving off of what he did at the University of Florida and making that a powerhouse Division I basketball program, it's been very interesting to have Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant to begin your career, and then pushing that team to almost beating the Golden State Warriors, losing in a Game 7 to losing Kevin Durant. Billy Donovan's seen a lot in the early part of his career. The hopes is that he continues to grow and learn. Really happy with the hire of Billy Donovan and what he brings to the table in terms of his basketball acumen.
We love the sneakers these players wear. Now so many different styles. A lot of different signature shoes out there.
I'm not really a sneakerhead myself, Kevin. I didn't really fall down that rabbit hole, but I know some guys in the league, and we've seen photos of their closets at home filled with
hundreds.
Not hundreds. I've seen guys pushing thousands of pairs of shoes. Now that is dedication.
Worth a lot of money.
No doubt about it. And some of the guys, Kevin, don those specialty sneakers in big-time games. And the one guy that comes to mind for me is P.J. Tucker. Lots of play from P.J. Tucker about some of the things that he strapped on last year during the finals.
So agile, Ibaka, able to quickly come up and set the screen, then quickly rolls into position for the score.
Diallo kicks to George. There's the pass to Diallo. Oklahoma City moving it around. In the corner, it's Westbrook. Back to Patterson. Lets it go from deep. He doesn't hit that one. And Sacramento will go the other way with it. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. Farrell for three. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Westbrook's got his 4th rebound in this one. There's the three. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Westbrook. The Kings making a switch here. Hield's checked in. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Abrinas is checked in for Diallo. Sacramento's gone into a funk from downtown in the 4th. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Bagley with the ball. Now here's Fox. Over to the wing. Tries it from 19. Bagley with the bucket.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Oklahoma City leading by 20. Westbrook kicks to George. To the left side wing. Pass to Patterson. To the middle. Noel finds Westbrook. Busts the J after the cagey pass fake. Westbrook's got 19 points.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
Outside Bogdanovich. Hield the pass to Ibaka. Back to Hield. Elbow shot is on the way. The Thunder pull it in.
I'm just wondering why the defense is laying off. Luckily, they didn't pay for their mistake.
Down low. And there's George. That's good on the assist by Westbrook. Westbrook's got assist number 8 here in this one already. Fox kicks to Bogdanovich. Got a piece of it. And here's the fast break. The finish, the big dunk at the end of the break.
Well, all of that starting right there with the steal by Paul George, illustrating his ability to anticipate that time, and a great play on the ball.
Fox passes to Hield, and here's Bagley. Now Fox. Patterson defending. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's the teardrop, and Fox finishes it off.
The closer that Fox gets inside, the more effective he could say. I guess you could say he's good in the Fox hole.
Westbrook against Fox. Patterson. It's tipped. Now Fox. Commissioner Adam Silver has balanced his comments between wanting parity, Brent, and recognizing there are always going to be super teams. Is there middle ground there?
Is there middle ground?
I don't know.
I don't think so. You would like to have some of the teams just be more competitive than they are, but some of the creative, circuitous routes that teams have taken to put themselves into position to get better, younger talent has decimated.
What do you call that?
I don't have a term for it.
Okay.
I don't like the one that's used, so I don't have a term for it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just call it setting yourself up for the future, Kevin.
Looking ahead.
Yes, exactly. So I just don't think you'll ever get it. You do hope that some of the starving franchises do have some success for the fans who have they've had to bear a lot. So you root for them.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Thunder.
And one area that stands out that we've seen tonight from them, their aggressiveness in getting steals, something I know that you really value yourself.
I think it sparked their offense. It deflates the opposition, and when you have the type of effort we saw tonight, it's pretty hard to overcome that defensive pressure down the stretch.
And a milestone win for the season. This will push their victory total to 20 wins even.
And once they polish off this win, they'll be one more victory away from sweeping the season series.
And as usual, some excellent work tonight in what was a quality big impact game for Paul George.
That's amazing defense from him. Seemed to know exactly when to pounce on the passing lanes and predictive steals.
And he makes the first.
Well, after averaging a triple-double during the 16-17 MVP campaign for Russell Westbrook, he just keeps coming at you. What an electrifying and exciting player.
Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. Kufas checked in for Ibaka. Iman Shumpert has come in for Bogdan Bogdanovic. And Farrell subbed in for Heel. And so Westbrook makes them both. Here's Farrell. Kicks it to Shumpert. To the paint. Now here's Bagley. He's covered by Grant. Takes it from 10. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
This is not the team we've been watching for most of the night.
It's a shame because this is the team we expected to see fighting on every possession. I think it's just too late.
Outside Westbrook. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where's your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together. And we can just stick to that, keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brent Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. See you next time.